If you tend to notice things that other people simply don't, there's a strong chance you have a deeper kind of intelligence than most people. Not the obvious kind, but one that works quietly in the background. You pick up on subtle changes in tone, silences that go unnoticed by others, expressions that don't quite match what's being said. And while everyone else moves on like nothing happened, your mind stays there, trying to understand what was left unsaid. That's not overthinking. It's how certain minds work, processing more information, faster, and on multiple layers. And today, you'll understand exactly how this works, because we're going to show the 5 things highly intelligent people tend to notice before anyone else does. Thing 1. The delay in their reactions. Have you ever walked away from a conversation and only later realized how it actually made you feel? In the moment, you might stay quiet or just respond normally, but hours later, your mind goes back to it. You replay the tone, the pauses, the things that didn't quite feel right, and that's when the real reaction happens. Not because you didn't understand it before, but because your mind takes longer to process what others miss. While most people react instantly, you take your time and see more. Thing 2. When something feels off, but you can't explain why. Have you ever felt like something wasn't right, even though nothing obvious was wrong? No clear reason, no visible sign, just a subtle feeling you can't ignore. Maybe it was the way someone responded, or something small that didn't quite fit. And even if you try to brush it off, it stays in the back of your mind. That's because your brain is picking up patterns before you can consciously explain them. It's a form of intuitive processing. Your mind connects details faster than your awareness can keep up. While most people only see what's right in front of them, you sense there's something deeper going on. Thing 3. When conversations feel empty. Have you ever been in a conversation that felt completely normal on the surface, but somehow empty? Everyone is talking, responding, even laughing, but something feels missing. It's not what's being said. It's what isn't there. No depth, no real presence, just words filling space. And while most people stay engaged, you start to feel disconnected. Not bored, just somewhere else. Because your attention isn't held by words alone. It looks for something more, something real, something that actually lands. And when that's missing, your mind quietly pulls away. Not out of disinterest, but because there's nothing there to hold on to. Thing 4. When their mind gets overcrowded after being around people. Have you ever left a conversation and felt like your mind got louder instead of quieter? Not because anything bad happened. Everything was normal. But suddenly, there's too much going on inside your head. Fragments of what was said, how people reacted, things you didn't fully process in the moment. And instead of fading away, it all stays active, like your mind is still in the conversation, even after you've already left it. That's because you don't just experience the moment. You carry it with you. Every detail lingers a little longer. Every interaction leaves a trace. And over time, it starts to feel like your mind has no space to settle. Thing 5. The shift that happens when they finally get alone. Have you ever noticed how everything changes the moment you're finally alone? Not dramatically, not all at once, but something inside you settles. The noise fades. The tension softens. Your thoughts stop competing for attention. And for the first time in a while, everything feels clear again. Not because the world changed, but because you're no longer processing all of it at the same time. There's space now. And in that space, you start to feel like yourself again. That's because your mind has finally stopped taking in new input and can begin organizing everything it's been holding. What felt overwhelming before starts to make sense. So if you relate to these things, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It usually points to a different kind of intelligence, the kind that doesn't always show on the surface, but quietly notices more than most. You pick up on patterns, on subtle changes, on things that aren't immediately obvious. And because of that, your mind processes more, sometimes without you even realizing it. That's why certain environments feel heavier, and why silence feels necessary. Not empty, but restoring. And once you understand that, you stop trying to force yourself into spaces that don't feel right. You start respecting the way your mind actually works. So I'm curious, have you ever felt this way? Like you notice things others don't?